before you can radiate hope, you have to find it within yourself. And then once you've checked in with yourself, just make it a part of your routine. It is so easy. You can radiate hope in the classroom, in the gym locker, when passing people in the hallways, when just asking someone, hey, how are you doing? Ask them how they're really feeling and ask them how you can help. Listen to someone, be a support to someone. It's really about the ripple effect, which is that the accumulation of a bunch of small acts of kindness that spread positivity and hopefulness. Those small acts accumulate into an enormous impact to the people around us. So it's really easy. Check in with yourself and make hopefulness a part of your routine. I am Daniela, and I share hope.
Welcome to I Share Hope, the podcast where world leaders share their real stories of hope and how you can use actionable hope to start changing your life today. And now, here's your host, Chris Williams.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
Okay, I can't hear you. Is your audio on? I'm trying to see. There you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
My audio's on. I can hear you. Yes.
I can't hear you though. Let's see. Let me think here. Under preferences, I don't know if you've ever used Skype very often. Under preferences, sometimes the microphone actually gets changed. If you go to preferences, then audio video, you can select the microphone and the speakers that get used. Try that out. You know, even though I can't hear you, what's funny is in the background, can you hear me now?
I can still hear you.
Oh no, I can't hear you. Let's see. Let me just see what's here. Hang on. Say something now.
Hello?
Oh, I got you.
Hello?
Yes. I can hear you.
Awesome.
Oh no, you can put your headphones back in. I'm not sure what was that. All right. Yeah, I'm good.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, got it. Perfect.
Okay, that was really strange.
That is strange.
Yeah, I didn't press anything different, so
Well,
it was interesting. All right.
I don't know what I did.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for taking the time.
This is great. Thank you for taking the time. So, I'm not an artist, but I'm definitely noticing the background here. So I have this diagonal thing behind me in the background, and on your wall you have almost the exact same angle. That is weird.
Very funny.
Well, what's up? How you doing?
Everything's great. Yeah, I'm almost on winter break, so that's exciting.
Nice.
A senior in high school.
That's awesome. So, how many?
It's an exciting time. And what about on your?
I'm not a senior in high school. I wish I was, because I so miss like winter breaks and summer breaks. I'm so jealous. So jealous. So you're getting out of school here in, I guess, 5-6 months, you'll be done. And then what are you going to do with your life? What's next?
Oh, goodness. There are so many things I want to do. I want to study a lot of subjects, but I also definitely want to continue my work with the Born This Way Foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, there are just so many things I want to do. It's very hard to pick a major at the least. I just want to study everything. So
that's a good thing. Never lose that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so Born This Way Foundation. So tell me why in the world you have this thing called Born This Way Foundation.
Yeah. So Born This Way Foundation was started by Lady Gaga, and it's kind of crazy how I got involved with it. Someone just told me, "Hey, I think you'd be great for this," and I didn't really understand what it was, but the more that I learned about it, and when I started working with the foundation, I realized how incredible the work that Lady Gaga, I realized how incredible the work that she does is. She's really focused on mental and emotional health for students, and that's something that's not really talked about. At least at my high school, I've never heard a teacher acknowledge that we're constantly put under so much pressure, that we're feeling stressed, that depression and anxiety are at an all-time high. And the science is there to prove it. The newest psychology reports from the American Psychological Association are finding that students today are more stressed than adults, which has never happened before.
Wow.
And so Lady Gaga is really focusing on that. And because she is in the spotlight, she has the power to sort of make emotions cool again. And she has the power to shine the spotlight. So I'm so grateful to her. I'm such a huge fan. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That really
that's
is
how I
awesome.
got involved.
So that's great. That's a good story. And it's great that you're willing to be open and honest, because so many, I don't know, it seems like adults definitely don't seem to share their emotions enough, and students do more readily. I remember being at that stage, which seems like it was yesterday, but I think it was longer than that. And it seemed easier then, because there's so many more pressures that as you grow up, you're like supposed to be, oh, you're on top of that now, and you don't have to worry about that anymore, and you deal with it differently. But it's just people, and I'm really glad that it's often the youth that we look to say, hey, what do we need to change about our society? What's going right? What's going wrong? I think it's really cool that you're doing that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely learned so much about myself, but also about emotional intelligence, which is absolutely fascinating. But like you were saying, it's really, really interesting to see the dissonance between generations. I know, at least my parents would tell me that bullying was never talked about when they were going through middle school and high school. They were just sort of told to like toughen up. Like that's a normal, kids will be kids and they will bully you. So just get over it. But I think we're sort of changing the narrative about bullying and like taking kids more seriously when they're saying that they're feeling sad, not just telling them to toughen up, which is really important. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how things are changing.
That's awesome.
And I'm so happy I'm a part of it. Yeah.
I am too. I'm thrilled.
Thank you.
So do you get to hang out with Lady Gaga very often?
Not too often, but I I did get to meet her.
Really?
And she is one of the most down to earth people I know, which is crazy to think because she's such a huge pop star.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, she's very real, and she is honest. She is unapologetic, and she's brave in what she says. And yeah, I could just talk about Lady Gaga for hours.
I think that's really awesome, because so often we, you don't know, it's a disconnect. You see somebody on stage, and as awesome as the show is, you know, you either think, oh, that's their real life, and their life is always that spectacular, lots of lights and smoke, and, you know, people making amazing things happen, or you think, wow, they must be a real person like me. And it's hard, it's just impossible to connect what you see on stage to what you think somebody would really be like if you were just having a cup of coffee with them. So that's really cool that she's that real. I'm glad to hear that.
It's wonderful.
All right. Well, it's Daniela Cohen, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I just want to make sure I get that right. So Daniela Cohen, you are one of our 1,000 people who we're asking about hope from all over the globe. We're literally picking one person for every 8 million people on the planet. So you're representing a really big group, but that's a big job because you're the voice for a lot of people all at once. So if we do this right, we'll have gathered a true cross-section of global society in this interview as we seek out these people. So thank you. I think you are the first high schooler we've talked to. That's really cool. Okay, can you still hear me okay? Say it again.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit choppy.
Okay.
I think.
Maybe I'll talk slower. Maybe Skype's not up for the job today.
Okay. You can say a few things.
Say what?
Yeah, I mean your voice is fine. It's
Okay.
just the visual that's
Video's choppy.
a little
Yeah.
choppy, but I think it's fine. My Wi-Fi is full bars. Everything's
Okay. Yeah, mine is
working,
too.
so I think we
We'll
should be
see.
good.
If we get slowed down, I'll back it off again. Maybe we can. Let me just click out of one or two things here. Let's see here. I'm just pausing a few things that may be burning up some Wi-Fi. You never can tell.
Yeah, me too.
I have Facebook running in the background and Twitter running in the background. That's probably burning a little bit. All right. So as one of our 1,000, I'm going to ask you the same 5 questions we ask each of our guests. So first, what is your definition, favorite quote about hope, your favorite statement, whatever you believe or want to hang on to about the subject of hope?
Yeah, so My favorite quote about hope is something that my older brother Johnny told me. And he always tells me, don't just see things the way they are, see things the way they could be. And that really fits in with my definition of hope, which is being able to imagine better possibilities. It's somewhat of a childish view, using your imagination, but I think it's really crucial for any sort of change making because taking action starts with imagination. So that's a definition that I never want to grow out of, being able to imagine better possibilities and using that to take any sort of action.
That's fantastic. That's not childish at all. If it's anything, it's the way it should be. That's awesome. Okay, so great. Your brother shared that with you. So the next question is, who's shared a lot of hope or that kind of hope with you in your life? He may be the one, or you may have a different one.
My brother, my sister, my entire family definitely shares a lot of hope with me. And outside of my family, Lady Gaga, definitely. Her story of facing her emotions and finding resilience within herself inspired the creation of the Born This Way Foundation. And the Born This Way Foundation has two main goals: to build a braver and kinder world through promoting healthy emotions. And as a youth advisory board member to the foundation, I now see the ways that Lady Gaga shares hope. And most recently, that was through the Emotion Revolution, which was an event that was held at Yale. It was a collaboration between the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, Facebook, and the Born This Way Foundation. And they gathered a very large group of high school students and gave them the tools to face their emotions. So Lady Gaga, as the driver behind this movement, really embodies my definition of hope, which is being able to imagine that students can feel the way that they want to feel, but then taking action after that and actually giving students real tools and resources to feel the way that they want to feel.
That's awesome. And anybody who's watching this or listening to this, I don't think people realize how many of the great world revolutions happened because people your age led the way. Your age bracket, there's something still a little crazy about being a teenager, and that is one of the greatest things in the world because so much of the world's change historically has happened with people that are your age. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Question 3. So how old are you? Tell me that.
I'm 17 years old.
17. All right. So question
Yes.
3, take us back to a time or a place in your life. And you've only had 17 years to experience life, and people think, well, that's not long enough. I'm 70 or I'm 80 or I'm 50 or whatever age you are. But, 17's plenty of time. What's going on in your life already where you've really had to hang on and use some of that hope you're talking about to get through it?
I think some of the most difficult times that I share with so many students across the country are just battling negative emotions. It doesn't necessarily have to be one event that is making you really stressed. It could be the accumulation of test anxiety, loneliness at school, uncertainty, fear about the future, just any sort of general stress that comes along with being a teenager. I think facing those emotions have been some of the difficult things I have ever had to face in my life. And I know that I share that with so many students across the country. So at the Emotion Revolution, I learned that I have the tools to face those emotions and then find hopefulness in myself to know that I can feel better. So specifically, I used a resource called InspireEd, and I was fortunate enough to help build InspireEd this summer at Facebook. And InspireEd was inspired by a survey that was conducted by Yale and the Born This Way Foundation. And the study found that 70% of the time, upwards of 70% of the time, students are feeling negative emotions in school. They found great dissonance between the way students are feeling and the way that they want to feel. So InspireEd is a resource for students to promote the emotions that they reported they want to feel. And InspireEd has given me the tools to face the emotions that I'm currently feeling. If I'm feeling loneliness at school, how can I feel connected and supported? And that is what InspireEd has taught me. And so I think the most important thing to know when going through a difficult time in your life, when facing difficult emotions, is to just be able to face your emotions and then use that to find hopefulness within yourself.
So that's really brave when you're facing emotions. Sorry, it's cutting out a little bit. Are you able to hear me still?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
that's great. When you're facing your emotions and using that as a springboard to deal with life in a healthy way, does that mean talking to somebody about your emotions, or just acknowledging and admitting them that they're real, or how are you facing those in a productive way?
I think it means all of those things. Like you said, talking to people can be a great resource, but a lot of times, if you're battling your emotions, that's a silent struggle. It's not necessarily something that someone knows. They can't see it, you know, they can't see it on your face a lot of the time. And so something that Inspire Ed is focusing on is how can a student face the loneliness or the stress that they're feeling, and what are some activities that they can do to feel better? So a lot of times, whether it's I think one of the most important things that Inspire Ed offers is just being able to recognize how you're feeling and being able to put a name to the emotion. Because a lot of time it's easy to just generalize the stress that we feel, but using the tools that Inspire Ed has, specifically mindful breathing, different meditation, guided meditations, being able to recognize the specific emotion that you're feeling, and then use the wide array of tools and activities associated with that emotion, whether that means doing more activities by yourself, whether that means talking to someone and getting help. So I think recognizing your emotions, getting help can come in so many different forms. It can be self-help. It can also be reaching out to others. But for a lot of people, it looks different. It looks different for a lot of different people. So there are so many different ways to self-help, but also to ask for help.
Yeah, excellent, good answers. I use a lot of things you just talked about: mindfulness, breathing techniques, and talking to others. I mean, I use all those tools as well to process stuff that's going on in my life. It's great, way better than bottling it up and not dealing with it or not confronting
Definitely.
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
awesome. So how are you sharing hope with people around you on a daily basis? You're doing it all the time with what you're doing. I mean, you're in such an amazing position for a 17-year-old. It's just incredible. But
Thank you.
as a regular person, so if I was the regular 17-year-old, or if I'm a regular 38-year-old as I am today, what do you do just out and about? You're hanging out in class, between classes, you're at the locker, you're going to and from whatever extracurricular activities you're doing. What do you do just to inspire people as you go along your daily walk?
I think that spreading hope is primarily through spreading positive emotions. And I've learned that that can be really easy if you make it a part of your routine and if you commit to it. So there are so many different exercises and things that are really easy. For example, a really easy exercise in gratitude is to just thank someone over text. A lot of times we don't recognize the people that we're grateful for. And I did this. I did this when I was at the Emotion Revolution. I was challenged to send a text to someone I'm particularly grateful for and tell them why I was really grateful for them. And I texted my mother, and I also texted a friend. And it was really interesting to see their reactions because it's not something that you hear a lot. I tell my mother I love her all the time, but when do I really take the time to tell her why I'm grateful for her? When do I take the time to tell my best friend why I'm so grateful for her? And it really took them by surprise. And that was something that spread positivity, spread hopefulness, and it was so easy. It just took a few seconds. Um, there are so many other ways to make spreading positivity a part of your routine, whether it means just giving more compliments, telling someone you really appreciate their character, their personality. Just yesterday, we were running in my gym class, and it was it was a cold day outside. It was really foggy, and so many people were complaining about, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm running. I don't want to get sweaty. I have a test after this. And then I said, well, look at this, like we're able to get some fresh air, we're able to get out of the school, clear our minds for a little bit. And we actually had a really great time running. So spreading small messages, small compliments, small texts, there's so many things that you can do to spread positivity and spread hopefulness. It's really easy.
Love it. Awesome. Very practical too. Well, you've almost answered question 5, which is those simple ABC steps or 1, 2, 3s that I can take away from this conversation and do something with. So, I mean, things as simple as texting someone and telling them you're thankful for them and why. Encouraging somebody who may be having a tough time with a certain situation like gym class and saying, oh, here is exactly what you can do. Let's just be thankful about this. I'm so glad we at least get to do this. But anyway,
Exactly.
any other simple ABCs you want to leave us with and say, here's what you can do next after we listen to this conversation?
Definitely. I think something that is really important before you spread positivity and spread hopefulness is to find it within yourself. Be able to check in with how you are doing and find positivity within yourself. Visit InspireEd. It's inspireed.facebook.com. You'll find the tools to check in with yourself, understand how you really are feeling, and then feel the way that you want to feel. So before you can radiate hope, you have to find it within yourself. And then once you've checked in with yourself, just make it a part of your routine. It is so easy. You can radiate hope in the classroom, in the gym locker, when passing people in the hallways, when just asking someone, hey, how are you doing? Ask them how they're really feeling and ask them how you can help. Listen to someone, be a support to someone. It's really about the ripple effect, which is that the accumulation of a bunch of small acts of kindness that spread positivity and hopefulness. Those small acts accumulate into an enormous impact to the people around us. So it's really easy. Check in with yourself and make hopefulness a part of your routine.
That's awesome. I love that accumulation effect. I love that. It's so true. It's so true. And it feels weird sometimes being the first one to start it, like if you're the first little snowflake that starts to snowball. But you might feel all alone at the top of the mountain, but by the time you get to the bottom of the hill and you've done some serious snowballing, it's pretty fun. It really is.
Exactly. It really does spread just like a ripple effect. It happens so quickly, and it does take a little bit of bravery to go out of your comfort zone and tell someone why you're really grateful for them and give someone an extra compliment. But I think you'll find that taking that risk is really worth it, and people around you will thank you, and the positivity, the hopefulness will just grow exponentially.
It's so right. Oh,
It's really easy.
I love it. I love it. So if you're listening or joining us watching this thing today, this is really, really true, because it's so hard to be the brave person who starts this thing off. But when you do it, wow, the results are amazing. And sometimes it takes a 17-year-old girl who's in high school, who's either your same age or younger or older, but either way, she might be a step braver than you, and you might feel like, oh, I couldn't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I do it. Daniela does it, and you can too. So stay after it. Awesome. You're fantastic. So, all right, I always ask this, and you tell me how public you want to be here, but how can we follow what you're doing on social media, website, et cetera? And that could be foundation websites. You've already mentioned Facebook. So give us any addresses you want us to be following you, or just the kind of work you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I would 100% check out, like I said before, inspireed.facebook.com. If you have a Facebook, check out the Born This Way Foundation's Facebook page. They're always posting little tips about how to spread positivity, make it part of your routine. If you want to follow me at Twitter. It's at Daniela Cohen, CO. My website is danielacohen.co. And I'd love to give you any advice. On my website, I have a blog. I post tips about, trying to be a more emotionally healthy person. And I have to say, just echoing what Chris was just saying, it is so easy, and you really can do it. If I were to think in just a year ago that I would be talking about emotions so freely. I would have like run. It was so taboo. I never liked to talk about what was making me stressed, and I never really wanted to face it because I didn't think it deserved my attention. But taking the time to listen to yourself will really change your life, and it will change the life of so many other people. And it will make you a more hopeful person, make the people around you more hopeful. Again, it is so easy. So definitely check out my website, my Twitter, the Born This Way Foundation's page. You have so many resources and you can get help. You really can feel the way that you want to feel.
Yes, you can. You can really feel the way you want to feel is what she just said. It got a little garbled there, but it's absolutely true. I got everything but the last sentence. You really can feel the way you want to feel. Yeah. All right, Daniela Cohen, it's been a privilege. So a couple of random questions here at the end. So you're 17, you got college in front of you, all this education and learning you want to do. If there is any one person, I mean, good grief, you know, you've met Lady Gaga. If there's any one person you want to meet next, who is it and why?
Oh, goodness. I would say that, again, that meeting Lady Gaga has been a dream come true, but I would really love to meet Malala. I would love to meet Michelle Obama. There's so many powerful women that I look up to. And I'd also love to meet Mark Zuckerberg. I really respect the work that he's doing through InspireEd. I think that Facebook and other social media platforms have the power to, you know, make it cool to feel again. And oh goodness, there's so many people that I look up to that I would definitely say Malala.
Awesome. Oh, me too. Everybody you mentioned, Malala, Michelle Obama, and Mark Zuckerberg, that would be top people on my list. I'd say they're all in my top 10. They're amazing, amazing people. Love it. All right. Well, leave us with this. We have each guest say, I'm and your name, and I share hope. So I would be saying, I'm Chris Williams, and I share hope. So I'll shut up, and you can say it.
I am Daniela, and I share hope.
Perfect. Well, I'll tell you what, you've been so fun. I can't believe you gave us your time, and I'm so glad that you were the first teenager we have interviewed so far for our big project here. So thanks very much. Can you hear me? You there?
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet.
Yeah. It was a little choppy, but I could hear you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I was able to share how I spread hope. And I really hope that this gets to a lot of people. And honestly, just preparing for this and, you know, trying to check in with what is hopefulness? How do I want to spread hopefulness has definitely made me grow as a person, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you.
I love it. Okay. Have a great day. Thanks again for your time.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've just listened to I Share Hope. If you're ready to make a change, head to our website at isharehope.com and claim your free copy of the top 10 actions of hope from world leaders to use hope in your own life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.